Hi, my name is Achilla and I'm the founder and lead game designer of Games. Today I'm here to introduce you to the title that we've been working on for the longest time at Games, since its founding, to be honest. Uh, though we had to put it on hold for like a long time here and there, like long pauses in between, because we had to focus on our families and ourselves. And basically it's come to a point that it's time to let everyone know and reintroduce the game. What is Warfleet? So, in a nutshell, Warfleet is space fleet battles in the palm of your hands, right? You get to take part in epic space fleet combat scenarios, but not as a fighter. You get to take part as a captain of epic, mighty warships that has hundreds of crew members that you command, and they fight alongside you to take you to victory. So this is the kind of experience that we're trying to give with Warfleet captains. And yeah, so you'll be able to have this fun experience of being a captain of powerful space warships on your commute to work or in your washroom breaks, stuff like that. So I came up with the idea for Warfleet captains from like in my final year at SLIIT. I fully believe that mobile games had the ability to give you like condensed traditional video game experiences, but in a bit more streamlined manner. Like there is a powerful device in the palm of everyone's hands that should technically be able to, if well designed, give you more deeper game experiences than just the hyper casual or puzzle games that is mostly prevalent in the mobile space. And so, yeah, I mean, throughout my childhood, I've been a huge sci-fi fan, so I decided, I should play on those strengths and design a game around that genre. And this is what I slowly started putting together. Now, the most important consideration that I took was that on a mobile device, the controls is fundamental to the enjoyment of your game. And that is why, to be honest, hyper casual games are the most enjoyed and most downloaded games, because they are simple to control, and you need to understand and harness that kind of fundamental understanding about a mobile device, and that will let you make a compelling game, but uh, that is easy to play on your phone. And that is where we come to the core gameplay loop of warship captains. I had to take a look at, okay, what do you do as a ship captain, right? So let's take a look at real world examples of a ship captain. And in a nutshell, what you do is you give commands to your crew, and your crewmates will take your orders and enact them, then give you feedback, and you take that feedback and then you give more orders, and the ship functions, right? You're kind of like this central processing unit of the ship. And but that's not like completely fun if you just take like the modern day captain kind of scenario or the loop. But if you go back to the sail ship days, right, you have captains that kind of took direct control of the navigation of the ship, but he would still give commands to his crewmates to do the other functionalities of the ship, right? And that's exactly what I realized would be fun for Warfleet captains. So in Warfleet captains, you take direct control of the navigation of your ship. So you know the flying of your ship is in your direct control. But when it comes to the firing of the various weapon systems of your ship and so forth, they are being done by the crew. And because of that, you don't have to manually aim turrets and fire on the enemy ships and so on and so forth. Instead, your crew in the gun batteries of the turrets of your ship will open fire on enemies as they come into firing range of your ship. And if you wanted to fire off certain abilities of your ship, there will be a simple set of buttons on your screen that you just press to trigger that particular weapon system or your or a specific ship ability. It's this kind of control scheme that works really well and makes the whole experience of being a ship captain streamlined, and it works out really well. And I added the ability for you to define on how aggressive you want your ship to be, or passive, and so on and so forth. So I decided how can I give like the most amount of flexibility to your approaches and give you more options as a ship captain, but at the same time, fundamentally, what you're doing is navigating your ship in these epic space battles, but it's more focused around your strategy and approach than your capability of aiming and doing like manual actions, right? So if you wanted to, you could be like super aggressive, like let your crew fire on anything that comes within range of your ship. Or you could tell your crew just by a tap of a toggle button, alright, only fire on specific ships that I designate for you to fire on, right? And when your ship is also like firing on anything that comes within range, maybe you want to focus on a particular ship rather than another ship that's coming that is also within range. You could do that, simply just tap on that target on your screen, and that will become a designated target, and all your turrets will suddenly make that enemy number one until it's dead. So it made like our prototyping stage, the gameplay was super fun because there's very little that you have to do, and at the same time you're feeling like you're this powerful captain, right? That's giving and making decisions while while they're navigating the ship. So it worked out really well. We'll see how well it works out when it's in the hands of the public. Yeah, it's really interesting. So yes, in Warfleet Captains, you will be captaining different classes of warships, right? So you have the frigates, which are like the light, nimble, and stealthy ship class. They don't have a lot of staying power in a fight, but that's because they're supposed to come in hard and fast and then swoop out of there once they've done and dealt their damage, and then like turn around, assess what's happening, and do it again, right? So that's the frigate class. Then you have the destroyer class, which is basically they're all about dealing large amounts of damage, kind of the DPS king of the ship classes. They're also a bit of a jack of all trades, so they are quite maneuverable, but it's their guns and the fire rate that really shine through. Then you have your battleships, which are your brawlers. They can take a lot of punishment, and their ship abilities are also focused around taking a lot of punishment. And yeah, they are the class that has the largest amount of staying power within a fight. And however, they're also the slowest. So you as the captain of a battleship really need to think about your placement and your arrival and your egress out of a fight. Like, you need to think like 2 steps ahead as a battleship captain. And yeah, I mean, I wanted each of these classes to have a unique kind of identity of their own, so that when you are fighting in these particular classes, you're kind of taking on a role, but it is quite flexible, like depending on what is happening as well, you can make decisions, right? And it also makes the whole process of identifying a ship and knowing what kind of capabilities that you are having to deal with in that against that particular ship, it will also dictate the kind of actions that you might want to take, right? So as you play the game more and you gain more experience, you feel a sense of growth because you understand, okay, I'm fighting against a destroyer, or I'm fighting against a frigate, or I'm fighting against a battleship. So you know, if it's against a frigate, that they are very nimble, they're very fast. What can I do to kind of go against those strengths and kind of come out of that fight and win and take them down? So it makes it more satisfying for you, knowing that these are the kind of capabilities these ships could have, so you can strategize against it. So yeah, I mean, so far we've completed like 1 ship for each of the major classes, so that you can have a bit of experience trying out each of these ships. And for the most part, they play their role like really well. But we will see how well when we truly test it out with more people soon. Yeah, Warfleet has been a long journey for us. We've learned many lessons as we built this game out, and we matured as game developers over the years, to be honest. There you The Achilla Mohotige that started Ironblood Games did not know, for example, how complex it is to build a robust mobile game. And after many years within the game industry, having worked in a professional studio itself and learning the various processes, that kind of led to the evolution of our strategies of developing Warfleet for mobile over the years. Wherever we could put some time into the game, decisions were made to take more understandable routes to the completion of our demo, right? And for one thing, we came to realize that we can't release the original vision of Warfleet Captains on our own, right? The costs associated with multiplayer, the upkeep and so forth, is not something 2 or 3 individuals in an indie team can manage. That we need real backing in terms of funds to get this game out the gate and be the success that it can be. So, you know, we realized that the best way to go about it is that we need to create like some kind of vertical slice. We need to get this demo created, and then let's create a pitch deck and try to get publishers or investors on board and help them kind of understand how great this game can be, so that they can give us the kind of support we need to get it in your hands. And what's next? Well, we'll be finishing up the demo very soon. Like, we're just doing polish to it at this point and finding like the most annoying bugs and squashing them. so that it's as smooth a experience as possible. It will serve as the vertical slice, right, that folks can experience, and you can try out the various classes and so on and so forth. And the idea is that there will be more features, right? You will get like a robust customization, so that you can really make ships your own, maybe by ship components, as well as like visual customizations, like really take ownership of those ships that are in your lineup. And also, like, we will be having more maps, more game modes, more scenarios, PvP, PvE, PvPvE. You know, we can do like a lot with with this game. It's just a case of like, what's the next stage of these games life cycle, and the most important question is, can it get funded, right? And that's a really important question that we need to answer. So can you help? Yeah, you can. I mean, if you're interested in a game like this and you want to see it made, you can subscribe to our channel and take active part in it by commenting and sharing it with your friends. Get it in front of other people and say, hey, there's this cool game that this team is making for mobile that is all based around captaining spaceships in epic fleet battles that we seen in our favorite sci-fi movies and TV series like Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica. I can list them. Anyway, that's a huge list. If you're a publisher or an investor that came across this video, hi, would you like to get involved in helping fund and finish this game? I'll drop an email in our description below and get in touch. We'd love to talk more about getting this game made. So that comes to the conclusion of our video, which is, what is Warfleet? Well, Warfleet is a multiplayer action fleet combat game that puts you in the captain's chair and take part in epic fleet battles. I'll catch you on the next videos where we'll kind of talk about like devlog style about specific features and functionalities of the game and how we got them going. And I ask everyone who's watched this video to please like, subscribe, and share it with folks, and let's make it happen. My name is Achila Mahotige. Bye for now.